Mario Kart Wii is one of the classic games and staples that everybody grew up with and everyone has fond memories of. Well, maybe not all of them are fond, because maybe some of them are of you getting super pissed off because someone hits you with a blue shell at last second and you can't win in first. Trust me, I know how you feel. But have you ever sat down and thought about what your favorite maps in the game were? Because I know I have. And today, I want to bring you guys my choices for those top maps. Hey guys, my name is Spitz, and today we're going to talk about the top 8 best Mario Kart Wii tracks and what makes them so damn good. And before the video starts, I would greatly appreciate if you guys would subscribe if you haven't already and like the video. Thank you very much, and let's get started. Starting off our list at number 8, we have Mushroom Gorge. Mushroom Gorge is a Toad kind of themed level where you see tons of mushrooms everywhere. There's multiple routes and you can bounce from mushroom to mushroom or even stay on the ground, whichever you feel more comfortable with or prefer and you feel is best to get a lead against your opponents. This map is simple in the fact that in several sections it gives you 2 route choices, so you can choose as a player where you want to go. And there's nothing too crazy going on here besides nice music, crazy bounces and tricks, and a fun map that honestly, not gonna lie, can tilt you if you get hit in midair with a shell or something on the way from mushroom to mushroom. Personally, on this map I recommend good handling because it is pretty hard to hit some drifts on those mushrooms, and I would really recommend it because boy oh boy is it gonna get crazy if you don't have that good handling. But anyways, the reason why I placed it here at number 10 is because I think it's a cool map, I think it's a good map, but I don't think it's changed the game or done anything crazy, but I definitely think that it does make a top 8 list. All in all, it's a solid racetrack that requires you to have good fundamentals if you want to place good on it. Plus, it's Toad themed, and who doesn't like Toad? In the number 7 spot, we have Moonview Highway. Moonview Highway is one of those maps where at first it might seem just a little bit generic, but the more you play it, the more you begin to realize just how awesome it is. Although it's not the most innovative map on the list, Moonview Highway does offer a really unique nighttime experience which we don't see in a lot of tracks because, you know, most tracks are either in daytime or in dark places, but never really in nighttime. It has fantastic level design in terms of graphics, and it really does immerse you in the fact that you're on a highway racing with other cars through a nighttime city, and it feels just great. The track layout is awesome, the interactables feel real, there's different paths to take, and all in all, this map just feels awesome, especially with the fact that you feel like you're racing alongside real cars on a real highway. But the only thing that holds it back from being higher on the list is that although it does have some key features, it's not as innovative as the rest of the maps on the list. Oh, and a little bit of a tip before we get on to the next map. So don't get hit by cars because you'll get pancaked, but especially don't get hit by this one or a little bit of surprise will happen. But if you haven't played the map, then I'll let you figure it out yourself. Anyways, on to the next map. For the number 6 spot, we have Koopa Cape. Racing on Koopa Cape is one of the smoothest experiences you can get in the game. This map really does bring the idea and feeling of being on an enemy-infested terrain to life. From enemy obstacles that have to be avoided and awesome jumps and parkouring to get around them, to fun and fast-paced chaos on the water sections, and then finally to a more mellow but breathtaking view in the underwater section, Koopa Cape is definitely one of the most diverse maps in the game. It offers 3 types of terrain, them being ground, water, and underwater. And honestly, in terms of innovation, I think this is one of the best maps on the list, and this is solely because of the fact that when you play Mario Kart 8, it seems as if a lot of future maps take this style of different terrains and terrain changing and all these kinds of things that we can see in Koopa Cape. My final consensus, it's awesome, but I think that there's better. My gosh, my gosh, my gosh, if there is any track on this list I can give the most points for creativity, it 100% without a doubt goes to DK Summit. Any mountain or summit type themed map in the past has always been a linear of going upwards or downwards, or just a general theme of climbing a mountain and then going straight down. And although this map does continue that theme, it does it in ways we have never seen before. In the very beginning of the race, this map includes a cannon that shoots you all the way straight to the top of the mountain, and from there, as a racer, you're challenged to go down a chaotic and hectic path against your opponents and try to see who can cross the finish line first at the very bottom of the mountain. With huge gaps and piles of snow you have to watch out for, skating shy guys, and all of this other stuff, and that's not even mentioning the items that are going to be thrown at you. This map is amazing. I love how although we're in a cart, we feel as if we're skiing or snowboarding just because of the fact that on the way down we do aerial tricks off of ramps, off of the side pieces to get more speed, and using these methods you can even shortcut a couple of sections. The same way that Moonview Highway does a job of making you feel like you're racing on the highway, this map does its job of making you feel like you're actually skiing or snowboarding down an actual snow summit. And that's not just because of the way the map looks, that's because of the way the map plays. Although I truly do adore this map, I feel like above this map are other maps that have more impact on the future of Mario Kart or in the moment back in the Wii days. DK Summit, you have definitely won a place in my heart, and I'm sure a lot of other racers' heart with this amazing map that you've given us. Props to you. Let me start out by saying that usually I'm not a fan of Bowser maps, especially older Bowser Castle maps. And although Mario Kart Wii isn't the oldest game, to today's date and standard, this game is pretty old. However, what I will say is that this game's Bowser Castle probably makes top 3 Bowser Castles of all time. If not, it is the best Bowser Castle of all time. Mario Kart Wii Bowser's Castle definitely set the standard for new lava levels. This map has an incredible castle environment implemented, with all sorts of castle traps, obstacles, a huge Bowser statue to watch out for, and all kinds of other things you have to watch out for, from gaps to messing up your tricks, even to the fireballs that go up and down just like in the Mario Castle levels. As I said before, this definitely makes top 3. I think it could be or is the very best castle map, but that's up for debate in maybe a future video if anything. But I definitely do think that this set the new standard for lava levels in Mario Kart, especially in Bowser themed ones, which is why I put it so high on the list. All in all, this is a great map. However, I do think there are 3 more better maps than this one, so let's get to it. You heard the soundtrack, you know what time it is. Honestly, who wouldn't have expected this pick? Coconut Mall's soundtrack alone is one of the most iconic Mario Kart soundtracks. If not, it is the most iconic Mario Kart soundtrack. Aside from the game, it's used in a lot of memes, a lot of Mario Kart videos, Mario themed videos, and it's honestly just a fun time to vibe to. The soundtrack fits this track perfectly as it's fast-paced and chaotic, exactly like the map. There's so many small details on this map that make this map feel exactly how a mall map should feel, and me just listing off a few, I'd have to say the directions of the escalators and how they change your speed, how you can go on the railings of the escalators, and from both of these get boost, lots of cool little places where you can do jump boost and tricks, alternative routes being upstairs and downstairs most of the time, and hell, even a section with me's watching you. You feel like you're actually in a mall when you race in this map, and that's what's so awesome about Coconut Mall. Honestly, I don't know what kind of Mario Kart Wii video this would be if this map didn't make the top 3 choices. At our number 2 spot, we have Rainbow Road. I'm not gonna lie, making the choices for these top 3 maps was definitely a difficult thing to do, especially when it came between Rainbow Road and Coconut Mall. However, I just do think that there is some stuff that Rainbow Road has over Coconut Mall in terms of innovation and in terms of a track as a whole. Throwing aside the comparison, Rainbow Road is definitely one of the best Rainbow Roads out of the series, and a common theme you can see here is that Mario Kart Wii really did bring a lot of innovation to the table, and even a lot of goated maps, to be honest. This map has those scary and tight Rainbow Road themed turns that aren't as annoying as the other Rainbow Roads, such as the SNES one, or even the newer one in Mario Kart 8. But it does something that other Rainbow Roads don't dare to go into. It brings a nice fun open area to play around in. In this area you can use mushrooms to cut, you can do nice tricks, you can gather boosts, and really it's chaotic. And that's what I love so much about this Rainbow Road. It feels chaotic in a sense where you have control, unlike the other Rainbow Roads where the chaos kind of feels out of your control. And if we're going to talk about graphics and in terms of the environment, it really does immerse you into that spacey, magical feel, and it still works the original charm over a decade later. I'd also have to say that the soundtrack on this Rainbow Road is one of the most iconic soundtracks of all time, and every time I hear it, I personally associate it with Rainbow Road. But moving on, now that you guys have seen the top 7 spots, we're going to move into some honorable mentions to finally kick off our number 1 spot on the Mario Kart Wii track list.
time for the moment you've been waiting for.
I know I've said this a couple times in this video with a couple different maps and soundtracks, you know, just because that Mario Kart Wii does bring a lot to the table. However, I'm gonna stress it really hard on this one. Maple Treeway, in my humble opinion, is the best track in this game and one of the best Mario Kart Wii tracks of all time. Comparing it to every other map in this game, no other map can pull off an environment like this one. This map has an incredible autumn environment. It has a great color palette choice, fun obstacles, turns, secret routes, and overall one of the best track designs we've ever seen in a map. The whole selling point of a Mario game is the fact that it's replayable, and this map does not sell short of that. If it's your first playthrough of this map, I guarantee you won't know how to access all of the secret routes because there are a good amount on this map. And on top of that, even if you race vanilla with no leaves to bump into, you still have tons of obstacles, you still have tons of things to interact with, you still feel like you're really in tall trees and you're in the home of the Wigglers. Not to mention also the chill and dope soundtrack that this map has to go along with it, which I think fits it perfectly. I'm really happy that Nintendo decided to make this map, even though it has no overarching theme like a Bowser map or a Mario Circuit map. I think it's a great addition to the game and I'm so glad that they went with this map because this map is awesome. Well, there you guys go. That's my top 8 Mario Kart Wii track list. It took me a while to make this video just because I wanted to kind of test out all of the maps and then see specifically what I was looking for to make a good map. I grew up on this game just like I'm sure most of you guys did, but actually evaluating and seeing which maps I liked the best was actually really hard to boil it down to basically a top 8 and some honorable mentions. But whether or not you like or dislike or agree or disagree with my list, I want to know down below in the comments. So shoot me a comment down below and let me know what's your top 8 list, what's your best map, all that kind of stuff. I want to hear it. I want to know what you guys have to say. But you guys know that Maple Treeway is my favorite map, so I want to hear yours. Let's hear it. All that being said, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and peace out.